When the sunshine blazes down, I soon begin to wish for rain. But when you've gone away, my dear, I soon long for the sun again.
Day 6. How many days are there? What are we leading up to? I'm afraid.
Cassidy awoke alone, with the cold space beside her. Rude. I hope she's alright.
Still, what a wonderful night that was.
Each precious memory had been carved into Cassidy's heart. She yawned and slowly pulled herself out of bed. With or without Elowen, she would have to get on with her day. Cassidy hummed a little tune to herself as she cleaned up and prepared breakfast. Sitting down at the table with her bread and morning tea, she glanced at her stationery set left by the vase. What has happened? Perhaps I should write Alexandra a letter.
Girl, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, maybe, but also, I don't know.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll feel bad if I don't.
It's important that my brother knows what goes on in my life.
This feels like immediately the wrong decision now. After finishing her breakfast, she set herself to the task of writing to Alexandra as usual. Yet her heart was not all in it. Her handwriting was sloppy. Though always lonesome before, the former princess's life now felt so much emptier without Elowen's presence. Though she should be accustomed to such solitude, she could barely concentrate on her usual chores.
To think that a few days could change a person so.
In a lull in her activities, Cassidy's gaze went to the window. Deep in the forest, her beloved wisteria tree stood. She could see it so clearly in her mind's eye. Is Elowen actually a tree? Or like the spirit of a tree? I don't know how fucking like fantasy supernatural this game is, so I don't know how out there to go with my guesses, you know? I mean, why can't I pick both of these? God damn it. Sure, let's be a little fucking poetic.
Elowen is very much like that tree. She said as much herself. So beautiful and haunting and alone.
The other woman's words from the night before weighed heavily on Cassidy. She passed the rest of the day peacefully, but with a sense of unease. I fucking love this picture. It's so pretty. The next day came and... Hey, wait, we didn't get a weird little poem bit with the ominous, like, day 4. Weird. Okay, that's concerning. Does that mean I fucked it up? God damn it, does that mean... Oh no. The next day came and still no Elowen. Cassidy was left with nothing but her own thoughts. Thinking of Elowen perturbed Cassidy greatly. In the last several days, the woman had embedded herself into Cassidy's life like a thorn.
I never expected to become close to another person again.
She thought about Elowen and the things the other woman had said, the hours spent together that were so few, but felt an impossible eternity.
I never did ask her about her feet. Why are her toes always curled? Despite how she looks, she must be much older than me. She has a proper way of speaking, and always says she's lived in the forest a long time.
Maybe she is a tree, oh my god.
And with the intricacy of her clothing. And her manners.
Something did not quite add up. Elowen did not seem to like people much. Certainly, it didn't seem her presence in the wood, despite how long it had been, was known to many. Alexandra most probably would not have sent me here if it was known that a beautiful woman was living alone in this fairy wood. Where did Elowen come from? Why was she alone? Still had no satisfactory answer. And oddest of all,
I still have never seen her eat.
thinking it over, something crazy's happening here. Cassidy suddenly realized that all of the things she knew about Elowen pointed to something potentially horrible. I mean, that's not where I would have gone with that. I feel like you're going down a weird demon path, and that's not what I was thinking. She'd been so overcome by the woman's peculiar charm and beautiful looks that she had overlooked something. Cassidy shook her head. Perhaps she was jumping into conclusions too quickly.
I must be a little lonely, that's all. I haven't seen her since that night. She is capable of joking, though she does not do it often. Her smile is so precious. She can be blunt, perhaps, but I believe she means well. I care deeply for her. And she...
I mean, okay, this is, first of all, rude, and also out of nowhere. I mean, I don't want to be presumptuous. I mean, I'd like to hope, but I don't want to be presumptuous. Fucking shit. God damn it. You know what? I feel like the game is gonna hit me in the face for picking this one. The game is gonna be like, oh, you think you're hot as shit, huh? Fucking die. Ugh. No, I don't want that to happen. Well, also I feel like picking this one might lock me out of like a romantic ending, you know? Fucking piss. God damn. I mean, we'll just save. Drop a save. Drop a save, and then we'll pick a thing, and then we can come back. Oh, okay. Presently, there was a knock at the door, startling Cassidy out of her deep thoughts. It was a short knock, a signal for a letter not accompanying a box.
A letter? So soon after the last? I did send him a letter yesterday, but it is not possible for him to have read it and replied already, right?
The letter brought another thought to Cassidy. If I leave here, if one day Alexandra allows me to leave, what else awaits me?
Is a political marriage truly my only means of escape?
If I can be useful to the kingdom in any way, is that better? Will my life no longer be considered a waste? Girlie, you're already losing if you're thinking like that. No! Fuck you. I don't trust you. I don't even know you. Fuck you. How long must I stay here in the forest? Will I forever be here, atoning for my mistakes? She let out a long sigh. Her thoughts had taken her on a not-so-merry chase.
If I dwell on these thoughts, there will be no end to them.
She brewed herself a cup of tea to calm her nerves and began reading a new book. From time to time, her eyes went somewhat nervously to the window. Wait, did we just not check the letter? And so evening fell. Cassidy was sitting on the divan, enjoying a warm cup of tea as she read the latest book her brother had sent her. It was a darker tale than she was accustomed to. The tale of a tragic young mermaid. Hey, why does our brother suck at sending us anything that isn't just, like, depressing? It seemed to be a fairy tale from a faraway land. Certainly, Varamir had simpler, happier stories. Or perhaps those were the only ones that she had been allowed to learn.
Goodness. Every step she takes feels like walking upon knives? How dreadful! How could this author be so terribly cruel? Huh. Perhaps that is what ails Elowen. No, that would be ridiculous.
Suddenly, the front door to the cottage swung open without knock or warning. Cassidy dropped her book in alarm. Oh, shit. Okay, rude. Rude, that's Elowen, and honestly, she looks cool as shit like this, but also I'm concerned about her. Something dreadful standing in the doorway.
Monster?
Cassidy muttered this under her breath, overcome by fear and awe.
It is not safe here.
Yet, no matter the appearance, Cassidy would never mistake that voice. Melodious, she had found it not long ago. Beautiful, she had thought this bearer until this very moment. She would be hard-pressed to describe Elowen as beautiful now. Are we not seeing the same thing? Because literally, hello?
What did you say?
There is a large army approaching from the east. They wear your colors.
Alexander.
Cassidy could not help but gasp. The monster nodded.
I am afraid so. You must away with me.
Cassidy bit her lip. Alexander would not harm me. If anything, they must be here to protect me. Boy, we're not smart. From this monster. How did we get here? Hey now. Hey, listen. Hey, I don't fucking agree with this, and I feel like my choices up to this point should have fucking, demonstrated that in some way.
Yes. Yes, of course.
Quickly grasping the situation, the ex-princess calmed herself and tapped into her many years of diplomacy lessons.
I will come right away.
Then,
Would you mind waiting for me outside? I will gather my things quickly.
yes,
I won't be but a moment.
of course.
The monster turned and left through the still open door, its movements slow and measured as always. As soon as Elowen was outside, Cassidy flew forward and slammed the door shut.
Cassidy.
Ignoring Elowen's sad, feeble voice, Cassidy locked and bolted the door. For good measure, she dragged the divan in front of it. The door shook as Elowen tried to enter, but would not give way.
Why?
How can I possibly heed the words of a monster? Who knows what you will do to me once you have me outside?
She must be a demon, here to corrupt me. You stupid, stupid idiot. It's just as Alexander said to the Baron.
I allowed your beauty, your charm to corrupt me. I have sinned. I will sin no longer.
Why?
Be gone, monster! Darken my doorstep no more!
Elowen said nothing in reply. But then, wordlessly, the monster ambled towards the windows.
Oh no! I didn't think about blocking those!
But the monster made no move to enter forcefully. Just stood there with the same blank look on its face. In some ways, Cassidy felt that was worse. And the night passed like that, with Cassidy pressed against the door in fear and Elowen standing in place, still as a tree. Watching. Eventually, after what felt like a lifetime, the sun rose.
It's finally morning. If the army truly is coming, I wish they'd get here sooner.
The day breaks.
Cassidy looked to the window in alarm. Could it be that Elwyn hadn't slept either? Elwyn stood there still, looking even more haggard than she had the night before. The monster's gaze was unfocused. It seemed not to be looking at Cassidy, but rather through her.
I have failed. I could not understand the most important thing. I could not convey my love without a voice.
God, please, I will perish. Also, look at her. She's literally so gorgeous. What the fuck?
And so, this wisteria must wither in the harsh light of seventh day past.
Before Cassidy's eyes, Elwyn crumbled into wilted wisteria petals and dust. The monster, the woman, was no more. Deep in the wood, a wisteria tree once adored by a maiden withered and died away as well.
When bargain is struck, its terms must be met, else take on your fate, and more suffering beget.
This is so fucking rude of you. Get this shit out of here. Ash to ash my ass. Fuck you, Lone. Is this what fucked me? Okay. She's kind. Okay, she's
A
kind.
letter?
Don't be like a butthead. I will not. Fuck this. No, wait. Was it before that? Hold on. Where was the choice where I was like, okay, we're not writing Alexandra a letter. Fuck that. She shook her head.
That can wait.
Thank you.
I'm more worried about what Elwyn is up to now.
Thank you. Oh, we already read this. I love that the little marker lets you know. She's there. We have to go to her.
I wonder if she is there now. Somewhere in the forest.
She's wonderful. Fuck all of these stupid choices. She's the greatest, and she's extremely beautiful, so... She's rather strange. Then again, there's nothing normal about my situation either. This only means that I have more things to discover about her in the future. Oh, thank God! Even if Elwyn was a tad strange, Cassidy knew that there was more to her than that. Wasn't there?
She is capable of joking.
I really resent the fact that I didn't pick this option and yet you still decided to regard her as such. What's the fucking right answer? Or is this... am I already boned at this point? Come on, man. Please, don't be bad. Did you ever truly love me? Yes. Alexander, did you ever truly love me? Is the precious younger brother that I once knew completely gone? Are you truly the one who has been writing me these letters? One negative thought spiraled into a dozen. And then we're sighing again. Oh.
Oh!
Cassidy awoke suddenly from an impromptu nap. She frowned at the book still in her lap, open to the boring page she had left on.
I can hardly recall what the book is about. How unlike me.
Yet she knew the reason. She was still distracted by thoughts of Elwyn.
It's evening now. I wonder, if I go into the forest now, might I...
The front door suddenly burst open.
Please, pardon my intrusion. An army is approaching. I do not like the look of them, and I fear for your safety.
Despite her strange appearance, Cassidy knew it was Elowen immediately. Those piercing golden eyes, that long hair. She was alarmed, yes, confused, but the concern that was clear on Elowen's face overtook any other questions she might have. She looks different, but that is her. Those eyes, there must be some real danger. Surely there's some reason for the way she looks. I'm certain she'll tell me, but for now.
All right. What should we do? Yes. You are with me. Are you not?
You believe what I say?
I do. I trust you wholeheartedly.
Do you?
Elowen's breath seemed to hitch, most probably from the fear she felt. That nervousness permeated her entire being. Cassidy noticed this, and having noticed, there was no way that Cassidy could fear Elowen, no matter how she appeared.
Do you love me?
That was not the response that Cassidy expected. But deep down she knew that this was no time to hesitate or demur. Cassidy looked Elowen straight in the eye.
Yes. I love you.
It was important that Elowen know that.
I see.
And so the frog has turned back into a dashing prince? Cassidy smiled warmly.
Now will you finally tell me what is going on?
Oh, the army.
No, not that. About you.
Yes, you deserve an explanation. I was, until but a few days ago, a wisteria tree.
I fucking know it!
The same one you often visited. I have lived in this forest for hundreds of years, mostly alone. At some point, I developed a spirit. I was able to observe the beings that passed through my life. Many humans came and went. I was lonely, but I was all right with the way things were. I was a tree. They were not. I was not to interfere in their lives.
What changed?
You and your silly ranting, your singing, your awkward couplets. That sad look you got in your eyes as you gazed at the horizon. I was smitten.
Even after you realized that I wasn't so dainty as you believed?
Yes. Perhaps I came to love you even more for all your flaws, though I do not see them as such. I had to speak with you. I had to become human and be with you. I was consumed by that wish. And then one night, a little voice whispered to me, "Will you strike a bargain with me? If you fulfill the conditions, you can become human."
Oh no.
Who was it that whispered to you?
I'm not sure. A god, perhaps, or a demon. It mattered not. I took the bargain. I was given 7 days. In 7 days, if you fell in love with me, I would become like you.
That's a crazy bargain to take, girlie. Falling in love with someone in 7 days is crazy.
But in that time, I was neither tree nor human. I was not given human emotions. My human-like legs caused me great pain. With each step, it felt as if I was treading upon knife points.
So that explains it.
Cassidy felt a strange comfort in laying to rest the mystery of Elowen's odd stance, though she was sorry to know that the other woman had suffered so.
And every morning I needed to take in the purest of sunlight to survive.
That's why I never saw you in the morning.
Yes.
Cassidy was tempted to ask Elowen more, especially about the other side of the bargain. What would have happened had Elowen failed? Well, I think we know that already, so that's fine. But there was something in the way that Elowen skirted that topic that told Cassidy not to ask. Perhaps it was better that she not hear. One day, when Elowen is ready, no doubt she'll tell all to me. But there's something else still to consider now, like that army.
Oh! You said that there's an army approaching.
Yes. The morning after I spent the night with you.
Suddenly, Cassidy too was embarrassed.
That morning as I was leaving, I noticed a man crouched outside your cottage looking in.
Ew, gross.
He must have been one of my brother's agents. This does not bode well. I am not certain that my brother will act so quickly. But the Barons, perhaps, in their eyes, I have outlived my usefulness as a political pawn. Those soldiers may be coming to bring me back to the castle. By force if necessary. Oh dear.
You do wish to return home, do you not?
Cassidy laughed in self-derision.
Had you asked me that a week ago, I undoubtedly would have said yes. However, I cannot return to Veromir. There is no Elowen there. Alexander would never allow you to come. Fear we would never meet again.
Cassidy.
It was the first time Elowen had said her name. Cassidy did not let that escape her notice.
I will not go, Elowen. I do not want to be without you.
Elowen nodded.
All right. There is only one thing we can do.
She explained her plan to Cassidy, who accepted it with a few adjustments. The soldiers arrived the next day to a frightful scene. In front of the house, Cassidy lay sprawled on the ground. There was blood everywhere, a knife protruding from her abdomen. A group of soldiers inspected the body, leaning in for a closer look.
What is the meaning of this?
Oh.
The princess is dead. No doubt oft by the lover we heard about. The harlot deserved no better.
Wow, rude.
Still, I do not envy the man who tells King Alexander the news.
They proceeded to argue over whether or not to bury the body, ultimately deciding that it was well above any of their pay grades. Once their investigation was complete, they left the place. Girl, what would you have done if they had decided to fucking bury you? Hello? Cassidy inhaled the biggest gulp of air of her life.
That was close. I thought my heart would stop.
She heard Elowen laugh from nearby.
It's not funny. I never dreamed they would get so close.
Still, it's good that they did. Now there can be no doubt in their minds that you are deceased. The only question is, what shall we do if they come back?
Oh, are you planning to stay here?
That is precisely why we must now enact phase 2 of my plan.
Your plan?
Come now, let's not split hairs. Phase 2 is entirely my idea.
Of course, as I have not heard of it.
Phase 2? We go on a trip!
A trip?
Yes! You have never been anywhere but this forest, correct?
Well, that is true.
Wouldn't you like to see the world with me? And once we've had our fill, we can return here. I'm sure after enough time has gone by, they will be fully convinced of my death. There will be no reason for my brother's agents to return, and we can live here in peace.
Yes. Yes. I must say that sounds absolutely lovely.
Cassidy took Elowen's hand in hers.
Elowen, you know, all my life, I only did as my parents wanted. And as Alexander wanted. I had resolved myself to being trapped forever. Yet now I am able to do as I wish. It is all thanks to you.
You are mistaken. If not for you, I would still be a tree. It is I who must thank you. Hmm?
If we can argue about who is more grateful to have met whom, I believe we are happy indeed.
Yes. Yes, you are right, my dear.
Aww. So the two ladies set out on a grand adventure. They journeyed to distant lands and saw many new things, met many new people. It was the trip of a lifetime. Once they found themselves sated of the world and their travels were through.
Are you quite sure that the recipe calls for these small peppers? I do not recall such a thing.
I am sure, my love.
Look.
You can make as many adorable noises as you want. I shall not relent. One day you will have to get used to eating dishes with some spice. And no saying, only a kiss from you can relieve my sore tongue either.
I would never.
Though she was quite sure that she had. At least once or twice. Perhaps the two of them are still there now. Living happily ever after. More art,
Oh,
hell
my
yeah!
journey many miles.
Oops.
I know well where my true home lies. By your side, where I remain, to watch with you every sunrise.
Wow, we did it! Hell yeah, spicy pepper. Thank goodness we got the good end, not with relative ease. I would have been very upset if it had taken forever to be like, oh no, it's all bad ends all the way down. But yay! We did it. We never saw this motherfucker. Is that her brother? Piece of shit. Fucking poopy ass nasty. Well, wonderful. We fucking did it. Hell yeah. Good stuff. Ooh, is there art? More art? No. But there's infos. Oh my god, I love this. Hell yeah. Oh my god. I'm gonna read all of this later. Oh, what? Oh my god, there's so much more for Elwyn than there is for Cassidy. Maybe there's not. No, it does look like there's a lot more. Wild. Which endings did we get exactly? Is the bad end? The good end. How many other endings are there? Are there this many other endings? Is there an ending where our brother personally comes and kills us? 'Cause rude. Interesting. I'm so fucking curious. Well, anyways. This CG is so cute. Look at it. Beautiful. But yeah. That's that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I have only done 61% of this. That's shocking. But that's all for the recording. It's free, so if you wanna find the other endings yourself, you can totally do that. But yeah. Thanks for joining me for this. A great time. Hope y'all have a good one. And take care. Bye.